Welcome to my Build in Public daily log. This is episode one. Um, First of all, I just want to say I'm sorry. I've been sick. I have had a cold for the last few days. I sound and look like shit, and I still kind of feel like shit. I'm not 100% better. Okay, a little bit about me. So my name is Steve Irby. I have been a software engineer. I have worked full time for software companies. Let's put it that way, for almost 18 years. Yeah, I'm old. Um, I have worked remotely and lived abroad since 2015, so almost 10 years now. About half my adult life, quarter of my life, I've lived abroad. I think I have a lot to share. Uh, I have a wide range of experience, almost 20 years experience writing code. I've worked for every possible company you can think of at this point. Bunch of startups, nonprofit one time, large corporations, medium-sized companies. I've done my own startups. I've had businesses before, a lot of projects, and I'm working full time right now to build a company. I want to go from zero to a million plus. I wanted to do that in a year, but obviously that didn't happen. I'll get into that. So I want to share as transparently everything that's going on, how much money is being made, what are the wins, what's working, what are the successes, what are the failures. I failed a lot, so I have a lot to share, and I want a daily format where I could just do an update and where I'm at and how things are going. So I quit my job. Quit. I was going to get fired. Everybody was getting fired, so it wasn't just me. I had a really high paying tech job. I worked remotely. They knew I was remote, which is unique. I made a lot of money. I'm going to be straight up blunt. I lived abroad. My cost of living was lower, and I made a fat like San Francisco salary remotely. So I quit my job. So first of all, I survived 3 rounds of layoffs. I was the last front end engineer at my company, and the writing was on the wall. Like clearly, another one was coming. They were looking to get rid of me. I didn't even do anything. Everyone said I didn't do anything, but uh, they were a failing company. Essentially, they are still surviving, but they ended up after I left laying off the rest of the people. And there's a small skeleton crew, so the writing was on the wall. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna focus 100% of my energy on starting my own company. I want to be an indie hacker. Um, I have made some money. So full transparency, I've made some money, but not nearly enough. I'm broke. So my random story is yesterday I went to a bankruptcy lawyer. I'm broke, y'all. I have no money. Um I have a shit ton of debt. I'm like crazy in debt. Uh, if you even knew how much debt I had, you'd probably faint and collapse, like most people do. More than $100,000. Let's put it that way. I'm like really, really seriously in debt, and I don't mean property. I don't mean a house. I don't mean a mortgage. I don't mean like a big car. No, I mean I'm really in debt. So uh, I'm going to be 40 next year, and I have moved in with my mom. That's how bad it is. So I finally went to the bankruptcy lawyer, and that was a trip. You sit down and you shamelessly go through your failures. Like I said, I have a lot of failures to share. What not to do. I'll touch on that, the business failures. um yeah, it was very surreal just going there and talking to this lawyer. um he is what a bankruptcy lawyer, what you would expect a bankruptcy lawyer to be like. um it was interesting. I one thing, so they ask you all these questions. Everything, all your background. Do you have a house? Do you have cars, kids? What are your, what is your debt? Obviously, how much money are you making? And they ask you like this huge list of questions. And one thing that stood out to me was like in my head, I was thinking, yeah, I could see how other people would answer. Like, do you have life insurance? Do you have, car? Do you have collectibles? Do you have heirlooms? Do you have art? Do you have watches? What are your assets? The value of your house, your car, blah 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 blah. One thing that stood out to me was everything. I went down the list. No, I don't have. No, I don't pay for that. Zero, zero, zero. Like they ask you everything. How much do you pay on car insurance, on gas every month to get around? And I'm just. They probably think I'm such a weirdo. Well, they kind of did seem to think I was a weirdo. Zero for gasoline, zero car insurance, zero health insurance. Zero rent. Um, zero debt, zero, like they ask you like how much do you think the furniture in your house is, and I mean it's just bizarre and surreal. It's like zero 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 because I've been a nomad for 10 years. I own nothing. I have no assets, and the assets I listed were my MacBook, my iPhone, and my NAS computer. I have nothing. I have no things. And so the reason why I'm telling this is it brought home a realization. I have nothing to lose, like short of my life or my health or something like that. Other than my girlfriend, my partner, I have nothing to lose. I have no job. I have all the free time I want in the world. There's no excuse to not be succeeding, to not be crushing it. So that's a gift. I think it's a gift to be in this situation. Most people headed into their 40s have children, a mortgage, a car. They have so much responsibility. They would fill out the whole list with all sorts of details that I just put no, no, zero, zero. What a gift I have. So I should be killing it. I should be killing it. So clearly I'm not. Part of this log is to be accountable for the things I'm not doing right. So we'll get into that later. But what a gift. So that was surreal to like have that realization that fuck you have like nothing tying you down. You got no bills, no debt, no job. Well, I'm soon going to have no debt as soon as I go through the bankruptcy. Um, but I'm not making money, so like I have to go bankrupt. So what am I working on? Let's shift gears. But I'm not depressed about it. Like I'm feeling like what a gift. Like I'm feeling optimistic. I'm gonna start fresh next year without the debt, without the worry of not hanging over my head. So a part of me not doing well the last year and a half is I got sidetracked doing a lot of freelance work. I needed money. I had all this debt. I was trying to pay it. I burned through my savings trying to pay my debt. And I regret that. I should have did the bankruptcy earlier. So that was a big failure. I should have focused on the business, not got sidetracked with the freelance. So uh, I landed a small freelance job this week. So I am doing a bit more now just because I really need money. But I do regret wasting so much of my time. I did. I wasted time. Should have focused more on the business. So what am I working on right now? Um, right now, the business consisted of a the main thing I started when I quit my job was this newsletter. Yep, a newsletter. This is a daily newsletter. It's pretty cool. I recommend you subscribe, even though I get no benefit if you do. I'll get to that. I send people one piece of art every day, just like a way to brighten up your inbox. Hey, here's a nice piece of art. Here's some information about it. Cool. You got to like be more worldly and cultured via your inbox. Um, this was my baby. This has been around for years, just in the background. I didn't do much with it. So when I quit my job, I started focusing very heavily on the artist, like the modern contemporary artist. Yeah, this is a bug. Um, I made this Next.js web app. So artists, like modern contemporary artists, can maintain profiles and they could actually submit their artwork to the newsletter to be featured and be seen across the world by thousands of people around the world. It needs a lot of work. I just kind of gave it up because I wasn't really making much money on this. Um, but it's cool. There's 100 artists, a lot that don't have art. Some of them have really fantastic art. Some of them, frankly, I didn't really like their art. Didn't feature them, but I appreciate them uh, trying and coming onto the platform. There's some fantastic artists, so I highly recommend the newsletter. It's quite a collection of classic art. Most of it's classical art. Sorry, but there's these amazing new artists, and it has good traction every week. Artists are showing up, so I made some money uh, from a sponsorship. So one big company in particular came and sponsored it for a couple months. So basically, all the money I made was from the sponsorship. This was not bringing me in money. So full disclosure, this and the AI one, there's an AI version that is pretty new. I love the AI art, by the way. So full disclosure, this has just been acquired. So both of these websites, the web app, all the assets, it's been acquired. There's now I'm in the process of fully moving it over to the new buyer. Um, I totally think you should still subscribe. It's still awesome. Um, Most of the money I've made in the last 15 months through the business is from the acquisition of this. So that is what I've been working on, but it's no longer mine. So um, now what I've been working on, one of the core things I've been working on, AI chat email. It's where you can communicate and chat with an AI, so ChatGPT, for example, through your email. Um, One of the main cool things it does is it will read. You can CC or forward an email thread. I'm sure we've all been in these long, huge email threads with like 30, 50 emails back and forth. You can CC it forward, and then you can ask it to summarize. You can like have it help you write an email. Uh, that's the MVP. Okay, so where I want to take this is kind of your AI virtual assistant. So you'll be able to like tell it to do things. For example, let's say you're emailing and someone is like, "Hey, let's meet tomorrow at 10 a.m." You can CC the bot, the AI, and be like, "Hey, AI chat, can you please make a meeting for everyone on the email for us tomorrow at 10 a.m." And it knows your time zone, so it automatically knows that kind of data about you, and then it replies with an email invite, and everyone can just like click and add it to the calendar. So that's one easy example. But the one thing I started working on yesterday was this. Um, Basically, I'm adding auth so you can sign in and manage. You can change your email address, manage your subscription. But the main thing I want to do is add the ability to connect it to any app. Build an agent, build out your own agents, build out your own workflows. You'll be able to sign in. Uh, you'll have email addresses, or you can generate new ones and fire off a webhook to anything. So think about it, Zapier, N8N, Make. You'll be able to like send an email or forward automatically or CC, and a webhook will be fired, and it'll have the data in a format that's usable, JSON, ready for LLMs, like in Markdown or text, and you'll be able to manage this and do it yourself and build whatever the hell you want with this. So one of the things I see a lot with agents that use email is, first of all, they'll use Telegram because it's just easier to set up than Gmail or Apple Mail or whatever. But one of the things I see a lot is people using Gmail where it just blindly reads every single email. I think that's insane. I built this with privacy in mind, so you very selectively tell it what emails you want read. This is local. That's why you're saying that. Um, I think this is a better way. Like set up a webhook and have your own custom email. You send an email or set up automatic forwarding with a filter or something, and have it kick off whatever the hell you want, whatever the hell you make. It could talk to anything with N8N or Zapier or something like that. So that's what I'm working on. I actually tried to use super tokens. Ah, um, this is an auth library where you can just like dump it right into your code base. I it looks promising, but I didn't end up using it. The landing page is fucking dope. I love the landing page. Um, so I didn't go with super tokens. I tried it out. So actually, I self-hosted it. I put this up on my server. I stood this up on my server. I started like integrating it into the app, and I didn't love it. And it felt a little bit too much like too much friction and work. So I ended up going with Clerk instead. Hi, yeah, yeah. This costs a lot. So with super tokens, you can self-host it. This you have to actually use theirs, like use their server, and it gets fucking pricey after 10,000 active users. I'm not worried. I don't think I'm gonna have 10,000 anytime soon. And honestly, if I end up having 10,000 active users on this thing, I'll be making so much. Who the hell cares about spending the $25? But it can get pricey. But I went with this. This was so much easier to drop into AI chat. So, anyways, what did I do yesterday? I started working on this. There is a dashboard, um, but there's like nothing there. It's a work in progress. So, uh, I did freelance work. I do have a small freelance gig for the next week or two, potentially another one. I worked on that. I worked on AI chat, and I have not been feeling well. I wasn't feeling well, so I just did that. That's all I did yesterday. Um, I'm gonna wrap this up now. So there's so much more to talk about. The business I've worked on a lot more. I'll talk about that in another video. This one's getting along. So wins. First of all, goddamn, I'm going bankrupt, guys. That's a huge win. This debt has been stressing me out to no end. Like I've been so stressed out the last year over this debt, and I've been like just dumping and throwing away all my money to pay for this. I should have did this a lot earlier. Um, so a big win. I started the process for going bankrupt. Um, I have freelance work. I'm making money. I sold a random daily art. That's a huge goddamn win. But that was the other week. Wins for this week. It's Tuesday. Yeah, I landed another small freelance gig. It's not like a huge project that I'm going to be involved with most likely, but that's a win. I have some money. I got an Amazon gift card. Like all of a sudden, I won a year subscription to um, a service that I use. That's like $40 a year. There's like tons of wins this week. It's weird. So uh, yeah, those are the wins. Revenue wise, there's no new signups. There's no revenue. AI chat is making zero. Uh, I did a bunch of marketing for it and getting the word out there. That got me a bunch of people trying it, but it honestly, this is like the really crappy MVP. It's so limited. The landing page sucks. It needs so much more. So I'm gonna start building agents and adding them to it. But yeah, there's no revenue. I started working on another project, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, a lot of wins. I'm feeling positive about the business. I finally made money. I can't disclose just yet how much I sold the newsletters for. I'll hopefully be able to disclose that later. But yeah, the business has made money, not a lot. I'm still broke. I'm still living on my mom's house. After I moved out when I was like in my early 20s, so I'm super independent. It really sucks living here, to be honest. I came back to California from London. I was living with my girlfriend in central London. Uh, I'm super independent, so to live here and be dependent on mom and not be able to get around and be broke and going bankrupt, it's been tough. But as I said, it's a gift. I have nothing to lose. So all right, what's next? I'm going to wrap this up right now. But what's next is I'm going to put this video up. That's cool. But I'm going to work on a new tool for email. So I want basically to be able to, how do I say this? Like programmatically read emails. So there'll be an API. I'll talk about it later, but that's what's next. Next up for today, I'm going to work on freelance a little bit more, I think, and then I'm going to start working on this other new project. It's kind of top secret. So hopefully more on that soon. But that's it for today. See ya.